Learning is about more than reading and writing and doing. It's also about reflecting, about thinking about these things that you've done. Reflection is metacognition, which literally means thinking about thinking. It's the process by which we develop and deepen our understanding. It makes explicit, so clearly stated, what we know without really thinking about it. And it's focused not on the what, but why and how. How are you developing this knowledge? How are you learning these things? Why are these things important? In reflection, we think about our successes and how we succeeded, how we got there. And we think about our goals and how we're going to achieve them. What are we going to do to move our learning forward? We need to reflect because it helps us turn the knowledge that we get from our experiences, from what we do, from what we read or watch or hear, into actual deep understanding. It helps us highlight and think deeply about the process of learning. It helps us repeat our successes because we know why we were successful. We know how we were able to be successful. And it helps us improve in our areas of growth because we think about strategies that have worked for us in the past or that might work for us in the future and how those strategies could help us improve. The basic process of reflection is you choose a topic, you choose something that's impacted your learning in our class recently. It might be something knowledge-based, a topic that we've covered, or skill-based, something that you've learned how to do. It might be a habit, and sometimes they're habits that have been helpful, and sometimes you want to reflect on the habits that are not particularly helpful in yourself that impact your learning. Really, the topic can be anything that is related to your learning in this class. Once you've got a topic, and you shouldn't be talking about a bunch of different things, you should be focused. Give a brief explanation. You're not going to give a lot of detail. You're not telling me what this is, but I need enough information that I understand what you're talking about. So what is this idea or skill or event or habit that you're reflecting on, and why is it important to you right now? Why did you choose to reflect on this in particular? On paper or online, you think deeply about the process of learning. It might be how you're doing in your learning of that topic or that strategy or that skill. It might be what you've been successful in and where your areas of growth are, or what impact the habit has on your learning. And then you consider and share your plan for moving your learning forward, for building your understanding, for developing positive habits of mind and reducing the ones that are less positive, for practicing useful strategies, etc. Reflections need to be related to what we're doing in class in some way. They need to be focused on no more than one or two related topics or ideas. They need to explain where you are in your learning and how you got there. They need to explain the impact that your experience or use of strategies or habits, whatever it is that you're looking at, the impact that that has had on your learning. And they need to identify what you're going to do to move your learning forward, how you're going to improve in some area of growth that you've identified that's important to you. I've included talking about portfolios in this section on reflection because portfolios are a form of reflecting on your learning and how you've been doing in the class. This is going to be actually our final assessment piece for this course. You won't be doing a final exam. Instead, you're going to be working throughout the course on developing and maintaining and curating this portfolio. A portfolio is basically a collection of pieces that represent your learning in various areas. So reading and analysis, writing, reflection, etc., whatever the parts of this course are that are key. It is pieces that are selected by you, and you explain your selection, why you chose these pieces to represent your learning. And it's not something you do just at the end. It's something that you do periodically throughout the course. You should be looking at your portfolio, going through it, replacing pieces that maybe you have a better way of showing your learning. So you take one piece out and you put something else in that shows more strength in that area of learning. There are two types of portfolios. There are growth portfolios and showcase portfolios. Growth portfolios, as the name sort of suggests, show your growth in learning. So you'd have examples of before and after pieces that show your improvement, and your explanation would explain how that improvement, how those two pieces show that improvement, how you got there. A showcase portfolio, on the other hand, is examples of your best work. This is focused just on your successes, not specifically on your learning. It shows your ability at that particular point of time, and your explanation will identify these areas of success and how you achieve them. You can choose for a final portfolio, you may choose which type of portfolio you want to do. If you decide that you want to do a growth portfolio and you want to demonstrate how much you've improved since the beginning of the course, that's what a growth portfolio would do. If you want to showcase your best work, choose a showcase portfolio. Regardless of which type of portfolio you choose, though, you should be every couple of weeks reviewing the pieces that you put in your portfolio and deciding if they should stay there or if you need to replace them. At the end of the course, in your portfolio, you will need an introductory letter. It should explain who you are, what you've noticed in terms of your learning for the course, and what your goals are for your writing moving forward. It should include pieces that represent your learning in all areas of the course: literary studies, creative writing, and reflections. And finally, it should include explanations of why you chose the pieces you did. If you're doing a growth portfolio, how do these pieces show your development as a learner? If you're doing a showcase portfolio, how do these pieces demonstrate your skills and abilities as a learner?